Discipline is not an act that you perform, it is a lifestyle. It is the bridge between where you are and where you are destined to go. If you ever want to achieve anything of significance, discipline is not negotiable, it's essential. Discipline is rooted in the understanding of your purpose. Without purpose, discipline lacks direction. And without direction, discipline loses its meaning. To build discipline, you must first know why you need it. This understanding begins with asking yourself the deeper questions: what is it that you want to accomplish in life? What are the desires, the dreams, the goals that you see as non-negotiable in your journey? Discipline is not something that just happens, it arises when you have a clear vision of your destination. Purpose gives birth to vision, and vision is the fuel that powers discipline. When you know where you're going, the actions that lead you there become evident. Many people struggle with discipline because they have not yet fully defined their vision. They lack clarity, and without that clarity, it becomes difficult to stay committed to any course of action. Vision acts like a compass. It shows you the path, and discipline ensures that you stay on that path, even when the road gets tough. Think about any meaningful achievement in life, whether it's building a successful career, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, or mastering a skill. It all requires a sense of direction. Discipline, in this context, is the structure that helps you stay aligned with that direction. You may have the greatest ambitions, but if you are not disciplined, those ambitions will remain unfulfilled. Discipline provides the framework, the guardrails, to ensure that you keep moving toward your goals. Discipline is not forced compliance, it's about alignment. When you're truly aligned with your purpose, discipline is less about pushing yourself to do things you don't want to do, and more about living in accordance with your values and vision. For instance, someone whose purpose is to improve their health doesn't have to struggle to avoid junk food if their mind is set on the greater goal of health and vitality. They don't view exercise as a burden, but as a necessary part of the journey to fulfill their purpose. This alignment with purpose makes discipline a natural outcome rather than an external pressure. But let's be honest, discipline can feel challenging, especially when the motivation fades. That's where the true strength of purpose comes in. Motivation is fleeting, but purpose is enduring. Motivation might get you started, but purpose is what will keep you going. When discipline feels hard, it's your purpose that will remind you why you must keep pressing forward. It's the deeper why behind your actions that strengthens your resolve. For example, an entrepreneur trying to build a business may feel discouraged after experiencing setbacks. In those moments, the purpose behind the business, the desire to solve a problem, to provide for their family, or to create a lasting legacy, becomes the driving force that reignites their discipline. One of the key reasons people give up on their goals is that they haven't clearly connected their daily actions to their long-term purpose. They view discipline as an isolated, difficult task, rather than a series of purposeful steps that lead them toward their vision. When you align your actions with your purpose, discipline becomes a joy. It's no longer about what you have to do. It's about what you are choosing to do, because it brings you closer to your vision. Purpose, then, is the backbone of discipline. It gives meaning to every step you take. If you don't have a clear understanding of your purpose, it becomes easy to become distracted or to allow temporary setbacks to derail you. When people lose sight of their purpose, discipline falters. That's why regularly revisiting and refining your purpose is essential in the journey toward building discipline. The more connected you are to your purpose, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined. Now, once your purpose is clear, you must continuously remind yourself of it. Purpose isn't a one-time revelation, it's something you nurture and feed daily. This is where tools like visualization, affirmations, and regular reflection come into play. Keeping your purpose at the forefront of your mind helps you remain disciplined even when the going gets tough. The disciplined person knows that every action taken today, no matter how small, is a building block for tomorrow's success. This awareness keeps them grounded and committed. To sum it up, discipline is not just about willpower or self-control. It's about having a strong sense of purpose that guides your actions. When you know why you are doing something, the how becomes easier to follow. Purpose makes discipline sustainable. It turns discipline from something you have to fight for into something you embrace because it aligns with your deepest desires. And when discipline and purpose work together, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Discipline is not a one-time event, nor is it something you can develop overnight. It's a process of consistency, a daily commitment to doing what is necessary, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the foundation on which discipline stands, and without it, discipline collapses. I think of it like building a house brick by brick. Each brick represents a small, seemingly insignificant action that, when compounded over time, creates something substantial. This is how discipline operates. It's the accumulation of small, consistent efforts that lead to greatness. Many people believe that discipline requires grand gestures or extreme actions, but the truth is that discipline is often found in the ordinary moments. It's in the decision to wake up early to exercise, even when you feel tired. It's in choosing to work on your goals, even when you'd rather take a break. These small acts, repeated day after day, build up over time and lead to remarkable results. Consistency is what transforms discipline from an occasional effort into a lifestyle. One of the reasons consistency is so crucial in building discipline is that it creates momentum. When you consistently take action toward a goal, even if the action seems small, you begin to build momentum. Momentum makes it easier to keep going because each success builds on the last. When you lose consistency, you lose momentum, and it becomes much harder to regain your footing. That's why the key to discipline is not doing everything perfectly all at once, but rather focusing on making steady progress. The disciplined person doesn't wait for motivation to strike. They rely on the power of consistent effort. Let's look at the concept of habits. Discipline, at its core, is about developing habits that align with your goals. Habits are built through repetition, and consistency is what turns a behavior into a habit. The more consistent you are in practicing a behavior, the more ingrained it becomes. For instance, if you want to become more disciplined in your work, you don't need to overhaul your entire routine in one day. Instead, start by consistently dedicating a set amount of time each day to focused work. Over time, this action becomes a habit, and discipline becomes second nature. But consistency isn't just about repetition, it's also about perseverance. There will be days when you don't feel like being disciplined, when the motivation isn't there and the challenges seem overwhelming. On those days, consistency is what will carry you through. The disciplined person understands that the key to success is not in being perfect, but in showing up no matter how they feel. They have trained themselves to keep going even when it's hard, because they know that consistency breeds results. It's easy to be disciplined when things are going well, but true discipline is revealed in how you respond when the going gets tough. Consistency also creates resilience. When you commit to consistent action, you develop the ability to push through setbacks and failures. Every time you stay disciplined in the face of adversity, you strengthen your resolve. The more consistent you are, the less likely you are to give up when things don't go as planned. This resilience is a crucial aspect of discipline, because no journey toward success is without obstacles. It's the consistent effort, even when you face challenges, that separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up. Another important aspect of consistency and discipline is how it builds confidence. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you build trust in yourself. You begin to see yourself as someone who can be relied upon to get the job done. This self-confidence is invaluable because it reinforces the cycle of discipline. The more confident you become in your ability to stay disciplined, the more likely you are to continue taking consistent action. It's a positive feedback loop. Consistency builds confidence, and confidence fuels more discipline. It's also important to recognize that consistency isn't about perfection. There will be times when you slip up, when you fall short of your goals, or when life throws unexpected challenges your way. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. The disciplined person doesn't dwell on mistakes or setbacks. They understand that consistency is about the long game. One missed day doesn't derail their progress because they are committed to the bigger picture. They know that the road to success is not a straight line, but as long as they keep moving forward, they will eventually reach their destination. Consistency in discipline also requires patience. In today's world, where instant gratification is often prioritized, it's easy to become frustrated when you don't see immediate results. However, discipline is about playing the long game. The results of consistent effort may not be visible right away, but over time, they will compound into significant achievements. The disciplined person understands that true success takes time, and they are willing to be patient because they trust the process. They know that each day of consistent effort brings them one step closer to their goals, even if the progress seems slow at times. Discipline is built on the foundation of consistency. It's not about making drastic changes or expecting overnight success. Instead, it's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that the small, consistent actions will lead to big results over time. Whether it's in your career, personal development, or any other area of life, the key to building discipline is staying consistent, even when it's hard and even when progress seems slow. Consistency is what turns discipline into a habit, and it's what ultimately leads to lasting success. Self-control is an essential aspect of discipline, and it involves mastering your impulses, emotions, and desires in order to stay focused on what truly matters. It is the ability to resist temptations that divert you from your purpose, knowing that immediate gratification is often at odds with long-term success. To build discipline, you must develop the strength to say no to distractions and yes to the actions that align with your goals. Self-control, in this context, is not about suppressing your desires altogether. Rather, it's about learning how to manage them in a way that supports your journey toward achieving your purpose. One of the most common reasons people struggle with discipline is the inability to exercise self-control in the face of immediate rewards. Our natural tendency is to seek comfort and avoid discomfort, which often leads us to make choices that feel good in the moment, but ultimately detract from our long-term objectives. For instance, choosing to binge-watch television instead of working on a project may provide temporary satisfaction, but it delays the fulfillment of your larger goals. Discipline, therefore, requires you to override these impulses and choose the path that brings long-term rewards, even when it's more challenging. To practice self-control effectively, you must begin by identifying the triggers that lead you to lose focus. What are the situations, emotions, or environments that cause you to act impulsively? Awareness of these triggers is the first step in gaining control over them. For example, if you know that stress leads you to make poor dietary choices, you can prepare healthier options in advance, removing the temptation before it arises. If boredom causes you to waste time on social media, setting specific time limits or blocking distractions can help you maintain your focus. By becoming conscious of your weaknesses, you position yourself to make better decisions in moments of temptation. But self-control goes beyond just resisting negative behaviors. It also involves directing your energy toward positive, goal-oriented actions. For instance, it's not enough to simply resist the urge to procrastinate. You must also channel your energy into productive work. This is where self-discipline becomes proactive rather than reactive. It's about consciously choosing to engage in activities that move you closer to your goals, even when those activities are difficult or uncomfortable. In this sense, self-control is not merely about deprivation or restraint. It's about exercising the power to direct your life with intention and purpose. There's an important mental aspect to self-control as well. Building discipline through self-control requires a mindset of delayed gratification, which means learning to appreciate the value of long-term rewards over short-term pleasures. This shift in mindset is critical because the ability to delay gratification is directly linked to success in almost every area of life. Research has shown that individuals who can delay gratification, those who are willing to sacrifice temporary pleasures for greater future rewards, tend to achieve higher levels of success in their personal, professional, and financial lives. Consider an athlete training for a major competition. They must resist the urge to skip workouts, indulge in unhealthy foods, or take shortcuts in their preparation. The disciplined athlete understands that each sacrifice today brings them closer to victory tomorrow. Their ability to exercise self-control is rooted in their commitment to a long-term vision of success, and this commitment fuels their discipline. Similarly, in your own life, The ability to delay gratification can mean the difference between short-term satisfaction and long-term achievement. It's also worth noting that self-control is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. At first, resisting temptations and staying disciplined may feel difficult, especially if you're used to giving in to impulses. But over time, as you practice self-control in small ways, it becomes easier to apply it in larger areas of your life. Each time you successfully resist a temptation or make a disciplined choice, you build your capacity for self-control. This incremental growth is crucial for developing long-term discipline, as it allows you to gradually expand your ability to manage more significant challenges. Another key component of self-control is learning how to manage your emotions. Often it's not just external temptations that derail discipline, but internal emotional states. Stress, frustration, and even excitement can lead to impulsive decisions that conflict with your goals. By developing emotional intelligence, understanding and managing your emotions, you can maintain self-control even in difficult circumstances. This involves recognizing when emotions are driving your behavior and consciously choosing to respond in ways that align with your long-term objectives rather than being reactive. For instance, when faced with criticism, some people may react defensively, lashing out or withdrawing, which can hinder their progress. A disciplined person, however, will exercise self-control by pausing, processing the feedback, and choosing a constructive response. This ability to manage emotions ensures that you stay focused on your goals rather than being sidetracked by momentary emotional responses. Self-control is closely linked to self-respect. When you exercise self-control, you are essentially showing respect for your own time, energy, and potential. You recognize that your life is valuable and you refuse to waste it on activities or impulses that don't serve your higher purpose. Self-control enables you to make choices that honor your long-term vision rather than settling for short-term gratification. This self-respect reinforces your discipline, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement that strengthens your ability to stay focused and committed. Self-control is a critical element of discipline. It is the force that allows you to stay on track, even when temptations or distractions arise. By practicing self-control, you not only resist immediate impulses, but also channel your energy toward actions that align with your long-term goals. As you strengthen your capacity for self-control, you build the foundation for a disciplined life, one that is guided by purpose, driven by consistency, and fueled by the desire for lasting success. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for building and maintaining discipline. When you are accountable to someone else, whether it's a mentor, a peer, or even a group, you create a system of checks and balances that ensures you stay on track. The truth is, we are often more likely to follow through on our commitments when we know someone else is watching, evaluating, or expecting us to deliver. Accountability introduces an external factor that reinforces internal discipline, making it harder to slack off or stray from the path. The concept of accountability starts with acknowledging that discipline can be challenging to sustain on your own. It's easy to make excuses to yourself, rationalizing why it's okay to skip a task or postpone a goal. Without anyone else holding you accountable, you might let yourself off the hook too easily. However, when you commit to someone else, whether it's a coach, a friend, or a colleague, you are adding a layer of responsibility. The knowledge that someone else is aware of your progress or lack thereof can push you to maintain higher standards. Let's take a real-world example: fitness goals. Many people find it difficult to stick to an exercise routine when they try to do it alone. However, when they hire a personal trainer or join a group fitness class, the sense of accountability often leads to greater consistency. Why? Because they know someone is expecting them to show up. They know that skipping a session won't go unnoticed. The same principle applies to any area of life where discipline is required. Whether you're working on a personal project, a business venture, or self-development, accountability can be the key to staying disciplined when motivation wanes. One of the reasons accountability works so well is that it taps into our natural desire for social approval. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and we care about how others perceive us. When you make a public declaration of your goals, whether it's to one person or a group, you are, in essence, putting your reputation on the line. You don't want to appear unreliable, uncommitted, or incapable. This desire to maintain a positive image in the eyes of others can motivate you to stick to your goals, even when you might otherwise be tempted to give up. Accountability creates a feedback loop that is crucial for growth and improvement. When you have someone to report to, you're not only motivated to stay disciplined, but you also have the opportunity to receive feedback on your progress. This feedback can be invaluable in helping you refine your approach, correct mistakes, and stay focused on your long-term objectives. A good accountability partner won't just watch passively. They will challenge you, push you, and help you stay aligned with your purpose. This dynamic ensures that discipline isn't just about rigidly sticking to a plan, but about evolving and adapting as needed to ensure success. In addition to individual accountability, group accountability can be even more powerful. When you surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share similar goals, the collective energy of the group can create an environment of discipline and determination. Being part of a group where everyone is striving for excellence creates a culture of accountability, where each person's progress impacts the whole. In such an environment, discipline becomes contagious. Seeing others put in the work can inspire and motivate you to do the same, and you become more likely to stay on track because you don't want to let the group down. Another important aspect of accountability is the role it plays in goal setting. When you are accountable to someone, you are more likely to set clear, measurable goals. Vague goals lead to vague results, but when you know that someone will be checking in on your progress, you are more likely to define your goals with precision. Accountability encourages you to break down larger objectives into smaller, actionable steps, which makes discipline easier to manage. The process of regularly reporting on these steps adds structure to your efforts, ensuring that you stay focused and disciplined over the long term. Accountability also helps you overcome the inevitable obstacles and setbacks that come with any significant endeavor. When you're on your own, it's easy to become discouraged when things don't go according to plan. You might be tempted to abandon your goals altogether in the face of challenges. However, when you're accountable to someone, you are less likely to give up. A good accountability partner will remind you why you started in the first place, encourage you to push through adversity, and help you find solutions to the problems you encounter. This support can make all the difference in maintaining discipline when times get tough. Accountability fosters a sense of integrity. When you commit to being accountable, you are making a promise not just to someone else, but also to yourself. You are declaring that your goals and values matter enough for you to hold yourself to a higher standard. This internal commitment is what drives discipline. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your own sense of integrity, which in turn fuels your discipline. It becomes a cycle where accountability reinforces discipline, and discipline reinforces accountability. It's also important to note that accountability doesn't have to be formal or hierarchical. While a coach or mentor can provide excellent accountability, sometimes peer accountability is just as effective. Simply having a friend or colleague to check in with regularly can create the accountability you need to stay disciplined. The key is to find someone who will hold you to your commitments, challenge you to stay focused, and encourage you to push through when things get difficult. Whether it's a structured relationship with a coach or an informal arrangement with a peer, accountability can be the driving force behind your discipline. Accountability is a powerful tool for building and maintaining discipline. It creates external pressure that reinforces internal commitment, helps you set clear goals, provides valuable feedback, and offers support through challenges. Whether through individual partnerships or group dynamics, accountability ensures that you stay focused on your long-term objectives and remain disciplined even when the going gets tough. In conclusion, building discipline is essential for achieving long-term success and personal growth. Discipline requires a clear sense of purpose, which gives your actions direction and meaning. It involves mastering self-control to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term rewards, and it is greatly strengthened through accountability. By holding yourself accountable, whether to a mentor, peer, or group, you create a system of external reinforcement that helps you stay focused and committed, even when motivation falters. Discipline is not just about rigid control, but about consistently making choices that align with your goals. It is a skill that grows stronger with practice and dedication, ultimately allowing you to lead a life of intentionality, integrity, and purpose.